Hey y'all. Guess what day it is? It's Thursday, or it will be Thursday when y'all see this video. So, welcome to another Teaching the Text episode with me, your girl, Triple T, aka Imani, which I mean, it's my real name, so, but I guess it still counts as an AK. It doesn't matter. But, come on in and get comfy with your girl, Triple T. How y'all doing, homies? Welcome. I hope that y'all are feeling delightful this Thursday. I am a wee bit tired, and so sometimes when I'm tired, I have like different, I guess it's like different phases of tiredness. But I feel like I'm in my more like slightly like hyper, it's like a hyper mellow mix. But with that hyper energy, kind of, I'm gonna bring y'all in. You ready? Call me Triple T because I'm teaching the text. No fear, daughter here. I got the triple threat, especially with the spirit keeping me in check. I'm just answering the call. No collect. No collect. No collect. Welcome, y'all. If y'all are new here, the Teaching the Text series is essentially a series that I'm doing where I release 2 new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. So on Tuesdays, I'm releasing a video that's oftentimes a poem, but sometimes it's also like some other form of art. So the video that I released this past Tuesday, it was like a short little like quasi documentary, kind of like a documentary, I guess. And then on Thursdays I released this Triple T teaching the text video where essentially I explain the heart behind the art and just kind of give some context and background for the video that I released on Tuesday. And so, if y'all are ready, the video that I released on Tuesday was called Things Hoped For. And so we're gonna talk about things hoped for. Ooh. So first of all, Things Hoped For is actually a reposted video. I originally released this video back in like September on a different YouTube channel. Honestly, I don't know what YouTube channel it was. Like, I think it was like a pre-Kasted Qrowns channel back when I was like thinking about like the idea, but it's not the same spelling, I don't think. But I can't really find that original video, or at least like on YouTube. Granted, I didn't really look for it all that much, I ain't gonna hold you. So yeah, anyway, I reposted that video in honor of Juneteenth, which is coming up. And if y'all may know, I'm trying to do a group poem for Juneteenth, which the last week's videos are kind of geared towards the group poem. And so I'll give y'all some more details at the end of the video about how y'all can participate in the Juneteenth group poem if you're interested. I'd love for you to participate. But yeah, so this video was a repost, and this video was originally made in response to a prompt/contest by Faith Counts. And essentially the prompt was asking, how do you have hope amidst challenging times and amidst hard times? I decided to create that video. At the time, I was in a research ambassadorship program that essentially it's with Springside. And yeah, so Springside Research Institute is actually a research organization that explores how youth and young adults, I believe ages 13 through 25, kind of make meaning, how they feel a sense of belonging, connectedness within like their school spaces, religious spaces, etc. So it kind of looks at the environments that youth and young adults are in, their spirituality, and then different metrics and measures of like mental health and well-being. And it uses a lot of qualitative data. That's more so like interview data or open-ended responses and such to questions, as opposed to like just simply filling out a survey, basically. And so I was an ambassador for Springside for 15 months. That's how long the ambassadorship is. And this is one of the project opportunities. And so essentially I was like, oh, okay, this would be cool to make a video for this in response to it. And so in light of that, I ended up asking my boyfriend, who is, we'll say he's an audio engineer slash a producer, to help me with the video. And we co-created this video, Things Hoped For. And we focused it on Hebrews 11:1, which reads, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." And so we really kind of asked the question of, what does it look like to have faith and to have like a persistent and continued hope, even in a world where there's so much systemic injustice, particularly for Black women. So that's the whole premise of the video. How can you, Black women, have hope, you know? And so in this video, we wanted to do like kind of a documentary type of response. And we didn't really want to focus it, or at least me personally, I didn't want to focus it on me. I enjoy bringing other people's perspectives. The Juneteenth group poem being one example of such. But I enjoy bringing other people's perspectives and hearing from other people. So we actually ended up asking one of my friends, Natoy, the beautiful Natoy, who's in the video. We asked her if she would mind like answering some questions from us. And so that 2-minute snippet really is the result of maybe a couple of hours. Like, we have like a lot of just interview content from the toy, just asking her different questions about like faith, hope, life, Black womanhood, and y'all get to see a couple of those within the video itself. However, at some point, maybe the plan is to make something from that, like from the extra content and such, sometime in the future. We'll see. But yeah, so we wanted to ask Natoy because we just have seen some of her own, we've witnessed her own wisdom, and how she lives and how she continues to have like a persistent type of faith, even when life might not be going how life should be going, you know. And so she's one of our close friends, and so we're like, let's ask her. Plus, Shorty is gorgeous, and so but it was really fun interviewing her. So yeah, we wanted to interview her so we could give y'all her perspective, so y'all could see her wisdom and her beauty and all of the things. And so yeah, that was kind of the premise of the video. I really enjoyed the video and making the video because, if y'all haven't been able to tell, I like to be very experimental. I like to be very experimental with like the art that I'm creating. And Nate, that's my boyfriend, Nate was very encouraging. He didn't tell me no a lot of times in terms of like my ideas were like, oh, let's do this, and he was like, okay, let's see, like, how can we feasibly do it, you know? And so with that, yeah, with like this being more experimental, I love how the video opens, because it opens up with two different like senses being invoked. So first you have your sight, and so you see this image of an earring that's in these Black women's ears, right? And this symbol on the earring is actually the Imani symbol. Imani means faith in Swahili and Arabic. And so I wanted to start the video with just this Afrocentric perspective. And so instead of like incorporating faith some other way, it was like, oh no, let's start with like grounding folks in Imani. Even if they don't necessarily understand all what's going on, there's still like this level of grounding that's happening. And then behind that, you also see like these ears and the necks of these Black women. They all identified as Black women. And I enjoy that visual a lot, just because I think that it highlights a feature of folks that I don't think is often highlighted, in terms of like you're getting to see people's necks and you're getting to see their ears, and you're just kind of getting to see the slopes and how those are distinct yet so beautiful and yet so powerful, you know? And then also with that image, although they're all wearing the same earring, you get to see these women who are different sizes. You get to see these women whose necks are different colors, like skin colors, even though they're all brown. And so it's just a very, I think, it's a very beautiful way of showing kind of a shared sense or a collective unity amongst Black women, while also showing like each woman's uniqueness and the beauty in both, like beauty in unity and beauty in uniqueness. And so it starts with that, and your sight is being invoked, but then you also have this other layer of sound where there, like, the word faith is being read or being stated several times. And then you also have, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, and so grounding people in Hebrews 11:1 as well, but it's being read at different speeds. And so it's like, I wanted it to feel semi-chaotic, like there's a laugh in there, mainly because when Nate and I were recording that part, it was just like a genuine laugh, and I was like, ooh, I love this, let's keep it. But you hear all of these sounds that are accompanying these earrings in the ear, and then you're also seeing other people, not just their neck, but you're seeing more of like their bodies as they're wearing the earring and as they're smiling or looking. And it's like, wow, just, I don't think it's completely sensory overload. However, it's working towards the point of sensory overload. And so I love that. And then it transitions into essentially Malcolm X reading, or Malcolm X, his speech, I believe it was from 1965, where he talks about the Black woman being the most neglected and disrespected woman in America. And it's a very powerful speech if y'all ever want to go listen to it. But essentially it talks about how Black women do so much in the world and in the Black community, yet they're so disrespected. And so we connected that segment from, I believe, 1965 to like these different instances of systemic injustice that are happening with Black women in modern times, right? And then even if we go back hundreds of years, like you see like this, like it's kind of a history of just neglect, mistreatment, erasure, murder, sexualization, hypersexualization, really. And so yeah, just incorporating, you start off with like the beauty and power of Black women, and then you're confronted with the state of Black womanhood, and not at the fault of Black women, let me be clear, but because we're in a very racist and sexist society. And so with that, I believe in hope. I think we should sit in things. I do think we should sit in things. And so I was hoping there was maybe like a couple seconds where you could just sit with that, and then transition to like this question of, given all of that, how can you still have hope? Because we still do see Black women out here thriving, or at least like still finding ways to smile, you know? And so really wanting to highlight that as well. How can you have hope in a world, in a society that prefer you didn't? And so kind of thinking about how Black women engage in the art of resistance simply by having a radical hope. And again, linking it back to Hebrews 11, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And how these things that we are hoping for, these things that we don't see, how can we continue to hope them, particularly when we don't see them? It's like it's a very interesting paradox of faith, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you see the opposite of what you're hoping for. And so, yeah, that's the background of the video. And then we get to the toys answers. And you just see how she's so very affirming of Black womanhood. You can see a sort of rootedness in her faith, a rootedness in God. And so, yeah, it's just, I think the video as a whole for me is just a very beautiful work of art that I and Nate actually were both proud to have created, and proud to have gotten like participation from the toy and the people who lent their ears. That was really a privilege to make that video, and to like just really experiment and to figure out like what style do you want this video in, how do you want to craft our art, and all of the things. And so, yeah, that's really cool. I actually have an artist statement. I'm gonna put a link in the description box, but I have an artist statement on the Springside website, on a blog post over there that kind of gives some more meaning, some more depth to why we wrote the poem. I would read it to y'all. It's really not that long, quite honestly. But two things that I would highlight from the artist statement is just these two quotes. One from Desmond Tutu and one from Evelyn L. Parker. And they've kind of grounded me in a lot of ways. And so the first quote by Desmond Tutu is that one of the most blasphemous consequences of injustice, especially racial injustice, is that it can make a child of God doubt that he or she is a child of God. And like, I love Desmond Tutu's quote because of the idea that like he starts off with saying like racial or racism is blasphemous. It's blasphemous. You are literally denying the work of God. You are denying the craftsmanship of God, the intentionality of God when you are engaging in racial injustice. So that's one. Second quote is by Evelyn L. Parker. It just simply says, I know God loves me because God created me. That's all. That's it. That's all. And that kind of like guided the work of this poem in the sense of just realizing, oh, we are created beings. I'm created. The toys created. Nate's created. All of the Black women that we named in the video, they're created. Everyone, we're all created. Created by who? God. God loves us so much that God would create us. And I think it's a simple but very profound quote, particularly because I'm not sure that everyone would believe that them existing is an act of God's faithful love. But it is. It simply is. So yeah, I would love to talk more about that if y'all ever want to hear, if you're ever curious. You know what I'm saying? But because of that, it also gives me more of a reason to like, as if I need more reasons, but it gives more of a reason like, oh no, it's imperative that I live in the fullness of who God created me to be. It's imperative that I advocate for other folks to live in the fullness of who God created them to be. It's imperative that I speak out against racial injustice, gender bias, etc. It's imperative, you know? So, yeah, as you can tell, probably, I really enjoy the Things Hoped For video. And so, yeah. Do y'all say things or things? Because I feel like things hoped for. Like, it takes me a little bit more effort to be like things as opposed to thanks. Got that A in that little southern twang, you know what I'm saying? That southern twing. Okay, I'm done. But yes, okay, that's the video. So, if you stuck So if you stuck around this long, you might as well hear about the Juneteenth group poem that I'm trying to do. So for Juneteenth, if you don't already know, I'm trying to do a group poem. And with that group poem, I am asking 2 prompts. One is essentially finish the sentence. In my wildest dreams, I dream of a world where ... You can finish that however you like. I have a couple responses so far, and they're kind of going in different directions, but I love it. I want all the directions. And so, yeah, take it however you want. And then also the second prompt is essentially to tell me, what is your expression of freedom? Now that can be smiles, that can be laughter, that can be a hobby that you're interested in that makes you feel free. That can be a song. I don't know, however you're feeling, literally however you say that. That could be a thought process that you had that was like, oh, I feel free just thinking this and thinking this way. You know, it could be an opportunity that you have, an area you might feel privileged in that also somehow also makes you feel free. I don't know. However you feel free, give me that expression of freedom. And then also a sound of freedom. Again, this could be like a laughter, it could be a shout, it could be a sigh. I don't know. Y'all answer how y'all want. But those are just like some examples, because I realize that the prompts might be a little bit like, Imani, what you talking about, girl? And so that's what I'm talking about, girl. Or y'all. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. So yes, I would love if y'all could submit in whatever format y'all want. It could be an audio message, it could be a text, it could be DMing me, commenting to the videos. I would love if y'all commented on my videos. I really would. I would appreciate it, for real. Just because it makes it feel a little bit more engaging and interactive. Nevertheless, however y'all want to send me it could be a picture, right? Like if it's a smile, you can send me a picture of a smile. If it's you just sitting, you know, and chilling, that's cool too. But y'all can send that to me however y'all want, and in whatever format y'all would like. I released a little infographic with like some questions on it. So y'all can, I'm gonna put that right here or right here, whichever side it comes up on, we'll see. But y'all can definitely just look at that, peruse it. If y'all have any questions, feel free to comment in the video. And then also, I got one more thing to tell y'all. Don't leave. Wait. Oh, submit your Juneteenth responses. Submit that by Juneteenth at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's going to be 6 Central, 4 Pacific, I believe, 5 Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Submit your responses, and that will be the next Tuesday. That'll be next Tuesday's video. That'll be our next teaching and text video. Not teaching and well, it'll be a teaching and text video and the like Tuesday art video. And so I'm really excited to collaborate with y'all. Yay. Thank y'all. I hope that y'all have a wonderful day. Gets y'all some rest. It's the day before Friday. I said that last time, but that's because it continues to be true. Okay. Bye, y'all. Oh, subscribe, like, comment. Actually comment, for real. Y'all don't gotta subscribe, you don't gotta like, although I would love for you to. But I would also love for y'all to comment, you know what I'm saying? So yes. Bye.